What is going on, YouTube world? My name is Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice because that is my nickname. I appreciate you guys for watching this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now, as it does help these videos get out to the public and the channel to grow overall. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos on here weekly, and almost every single day if I can, and turn on post notifications too, so you don't miss a single one of those videos that I post. It's only right, you guys. Alright, I'm starting something new on this channel. For the entire 2019-2020 NFL season, I will be making 4 videos on the season that are power ranking videos. There's 16, each team plays 16 games, so I figured every 4 weeks I would do a power rankings video to tell you where I think each team stands in the National Football League. So basically, who's the best team through week 4, who's the best team through week 8, who's the best team through week 12, who's the best team through week 16, 17, you get the point. Today, I'm going to give you the top 10 teams right now through week 4 as of right now for the NFL season, and I will do this 3 more times this year. So the criteria that I made for this list was pretty much how good is your roster overall, just how do you look on the field when you play, who have you beaten, who have you played, and this is all based on what has happened entirely through week 4 of the NFL season. I also take into account some injuries as well. Now, this was a tough list for me to make. There are a lot of good teams in the NFL right now. Some teams I considered that just missed this list were the Cleveland Browns, the Seattle Seahawks, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Detroit Lions. Those are 4 teams I think are really, really good, but not quite top 10 teams. But if you had them in your top 10 list, I honestly don't have a problem with it. By the way, be sure to comment what top 10 teams you think I've missed on, or some top 10 teams you think I'm too high on, all that good stuff. Just be sure to comment all your thoughts in the comment section. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started, guys. At number 10, I'm actually going to go through number 9 and number 10. At number 10, I have the Buffalo Bills. And at number 9, I have the San Francisco 49ers. The Buffalo Bills, I said in the offseason, they were the most underrated team in all of football, and they have lived up to my specific hype. Okay, this defense is loaded. They have a ton of elite players on defense. Tre'Davious White's an elite player. The defensive line is great. The linebackers are great. I mean, this Buffalo Bills defense is one of the top 3 defenses in all of football right now. This defense is carrying this football team. They are undefeated on the road. They did improve the offensive line. They improved the wide receiver core in the offseason, and it's definitely paid off. Josh Allen, while he has started a lot of interceptions on the year, he has made a lot of wow throws. Josh Allen has shown a lot of flashes this year at times. He does provide some things in the running game. They are, I believe, top 2 in the league in rushing. So anytime you can play great defense, control the line of scrimmage, get after the passer, create turnovers, and run the football on offense, you're going to be able to win football games. You're going to be able to stay in a lot of football games. I do think there are some offensive limitations with this team, but again, Frank Gore's running the football very well. Devin Singletary is playing pretty well. The wide receivers are better. The Buffalo Bills should be excited about their football team. And also, recently, guys, they gave the New England Patriots everything they could have had. If anyone else besides Josh Allen and Matt Barkley were the quarterback this past week versus the Patriots, that same Patriots team that I think is the best Patriots team that Bill Belichick has ever had since 2007, the Buffalo Bills played them down to the wire. The Buffalo Bills deserve your respect, and they are number 10 for me. The San Francisco 49ers at number 9. They're the number 3 scoring offense in all football, and one of only 3 teams right now currently undefeated. Jimmy Garoppolo has looked shaky at times, but again, 69% completion percentage, a 96 passer rating is pretty good. He'll continue to get better and better as the season goes on. They have 3 legitimate running backs that I love in Matt Breida, Jared McKinnon, and Telvin Coleman. The offensive line has proven to be elite this year. The offensive line is one of the best offensive lines according to Pro Football Focus this year. They have protected Jimmy G very well. They block well up front. They've run blocked very well. They pass blocked well. And again, this defensive line is legit, guys. Nick Bosa, DeForest Buckner, D Ford, Solomon Thomas in the rotation. The acquisitions the 49ers had on defense in the offseason has really, really helped them. And Kyle Shanahan is proving to be one of the best young offensive minds in all of football right now. The creative schemes that he creates week to week, the mismatches he creates on offense for this team is really helping to aid Jimmy G. I think the 49ers are well coached. They're fun to watch. They're exciting. And I got to tell you, again, I'm not going to put them any higher than 9. Just due to the simple fact that they have not really beaten any elite teams yet. They've beaten the Buccaneers, which are an okay team. They beat the Bengals, and they beat the Steelers. So not world beaters that they've beaten, but again, I think the 49ers are good for number 9 on my list this week. At number 8, I got the Chicago Bears, okay? The Chicago Bears have a Super Bowl caliber defense, guys. Elite players all over. Roquan Smith, Eddie Jackson, elite cornerbacks, elite DBs. Khalil Mack is a superstar in the he's a star, man. He's arguably the best defensive player in all football right now. The Bears have a Super Bowl caliber defense. And offensively, they have some solid parts. The offensive line is pretty good. The wide receivers are good enough. I think Allen Robinson is pretty good. I think he's a decent number 1 wide receiver. I do like their tight ends. I do think they need to continue to, get more of their wide receivers involved. But again, not terrible wide receiver play there. Matt Nagy's a pretty good head coach. And again, Chase Daniels, he came in this week and they beat a very good Minnesota Vikings team. The only loss the Chicago Bears have is at home week number 1 to the Green Bay Packers, okay? And it was 10-3, okay? So the Bears are going to be in every game because they have a good defense that they have put on the field, okay? The running game is pretty good with Tariq Cohen. David Montgomery is showing flashes pretty much every week. The only problem is the Bears are limited offensively. The Chicago Bears have every singular part you need in order to win a Super Bowl, except the quarterback. Chase Daniels is a good quarterback. I do think that he will be able to hold it down until Mr. Trubisky comes back. But again, Mr. Trubisky and Chase Daniels are nothing special. The Chicago Bears will continue to fall flat on their face when they have to go against elite quarterbacks, and when they have to go on the road in the playoffs, when they have to face good elite teams. If they cannot get good quarterback play, they're not going to win. And that's the problem with the Bears. They are limited because Trubisky is limited and Chase Daniels is limited. But again, it's a very good team. They beat a pretty good Minnesota Vikings team. They did, however, almost lose to the Broncos. But again, it's a tough place to play in Denver. I'll cut them some slack. The Bears are at number 8 for me. At number 7, I have the Philadelphia Eagles. I understand they're 2-2, but guess what? I don't care. Watch this team play. Look at their roster. They are a pretty good team. Losing at Atlanta is not that bad. Losing to Detroit, as proven this week, due to the fact that the Detroit Lions play the Kansas City Chiefs until the very end. The Chiefs arguably are a top 3 team in all football to me, guys. And the Detroit Lions almost beat them, guys. So losing to the Lions is not as bad. The fact that the Philadelphia Eagles went on the road this week into Green Bay, Wisconsin versus Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, that good Packers defense, with a bunch of good players, and won on a short week with pretty much their whole team injured, that tells me a lot about the depth of this football team. It tells me that this football team is very good. When the Philadelphia Eagles are clicking on all cylinders, they're a top 3 team in the league. Carson Wentz, pretty good quarterback. Okay, when he's on, he's a top 10 quarterback in all football. Doug Peterson, elite head coach. Offensive line, elite. Defensive line, elite. The secondary does worry me a lot, though. If I'm the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm potentially looking to go trade for Jalen Ramsey. But again, this Eagles team is good. And when they're clicking on all cylinders, they're going to be a good football team. All the teams that I mentioned below the Eagles will beat them if they face them today. I firmly believe that. And again, the Philadelphia Eagles have not even had their full roster in place, guys. They've had players injured in the secondary. They've had Alshon Jeffrey out. They've had Deshaun Jackson out. So we haven't even seen the Philadelphia Eagles at full strength. They're at 2-2 right now. So again, I can't put the Philadelphia Eagles any higher than 7 just due to the fact that they had 2 losses. But again, the Philadelphia Eagles are a pretty good team. The Los Angeles Rams, they're at number 6 for me. The Rams, they're a solid team. Cooper Kupp, Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods. They have great wide receivers. Their wide receiver core is one of the top 5 wide receiver cores in all football. Sean McVay, elite head coach. Aaron Donald, one of the, if not the best defensive player you'll see today in the game right now. Aaron Donald's a stud. The Los Angeles Rams also have 3 quality wins versus the Panthers, versus the Cleveland Browns on the road, who had a big win this past Sunday, versus the Ravens, and also versus the New Orleans Saints. The Rams are to be taken, well, I shouldn't say be taken seriously, but they should get our attention. The Rams are a pretty good team. What holds me back with the Rams, however, is because Jared Goff has regressed. He has 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions on the year, and his quarterback rating, his QBR is 38 on a scale of 0 to 100. On a scale of 0 to 100, Jared Goff's QBR is 38. He has regressed. He has not lived up quite to his contract quite yet. This offense has regressed from a year ago. This was the best scoring offense from a year ago. And they're also not running the football as effectively as they ran the football last year. They're 22nd in the league this year as far as rushing statistics go. So again, the Rams are a good team, but that loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers has a dead bullseye in my mind. That was a bad game. They got absolutely annihilated and dominated by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team who just recently lost to the New York Football Giants, okay? Now again, I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a solid team, but again, I worry about the Rams' ability to run the football consistently with Todd Gurley, because if Todd Gurley cannot consistently run the football, they're not going to win a lot of games. If Jared Goff has to consistently carry this team, they're not going to consistently beat good teams. So again, I think the Rams are good. They deserve my respect because they're defending NFC champions. But again, I gotta see the Rams continue to progress. And again, their division is a dogfight, guys. So we'll have to see with the Rams. But for now, I think the Rams at number 6 is appropriate. At number 5 is the Green Bay Packers. They're 3-1 on the year. They have one of the best defenses in all of football. They're top 5 in takeaways. Aaron Rodgers is still a top 3 quarterback in all of football. They have found something in the running game with Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. The offensive line has improved from a year ago. The free agent acquisitions are very, very good this year. They've really improved this team. Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith, Adrian Amos. The secondary is young and good. Okay. The only problem with Green Bay is I have to continue to see how they play versus good teams, because look, I'm going to give Green Bay a semi-pass for losing to Philadelphia at home just because Philadelphia was a desperate team. If Philadelphia had lost that game, they literally would have had their season gone in the waters, okay? Their season was on the line in that game. So Philadelphia was a desperate team. And I think Philadelphia is one of the top 3 teams when they're fully healthy. So again, I don't knock Green Bay for losing at home to a desperate Philadelphia Eagles team that needed to win that game. They still beating the Chicago Bears. They still beating the Vikings. They still beating the Broncos. Those are 3 very good defenses. I think this is a good team in Green Bay, but again, I need to see them put together a complete game for me to say that they're a good, consistently elite team. The offense has shown flashes, but again, they have not put together a full game. The defense is playing well, but again, they took a step back versus Philadelphia. I think Green Bay is a good team. I think they're probably going to win about 10 or 11 games this year, but again, they can't be any higher than number 5 just due to the fact that they've shown some inconsistencies. It's not been pretty. It's been kind of ugly in some of their wins, but again, I think Green Bay is a good team. They're at number 5 for me. At number 4 is the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys have elite players all over their team. Elite offensive line, elite linebackers, probably the best linebacker core in all football. Byron Jones is a stud. They have elite pass rushers. Dak Prescott is now playing like an MVP candidate. Not to mention you have Ezekiel Elliott running behind arguably the best offensive line in all football. And Ezekiel Elliott, to me, is one of the 2 best running backs in all football. Okay, this Dallas team is legit. I do worry about Dallas if they cannot. I worry if Dallas can beat good teams, however, if they can't run the football. Because it showed this week versus the Saints when they finally had to face a good team. Ezekiel Elliott couldn't run the football. They lost. Now, Dak Prescott's playing like an MVP candidate this year. So, again, I think Dallas is a very good team. But, again, I don't know if they're quite a top 3 team quite yet. I have to continue to see how they play. But, again, I like this Dallas team. They can win in a multitude of ways. They can outscore you. The wide receivers are a lot better. Amari Cooper, Randall Cobb, Michael Gallup, Jason Witten is playing really well at tight end. Dak Prescott is playing like a man possessed this year. Dallas is a good team. I can't put them any higher than 4 as of right now just because they lost to the New Orleans Saints, who I have at number 3. The Saints are the most complete team in the entire NFC. They have the secondary. They have the linebackers. They have the pass rushers. They have the D tackles. That defensive line has 4 players that were drafted in the first round of that defensive line. That Saints defensive line is elite, and the Saints defense does not get enough credit. Whenever you can go on the road and beat Russell Wilson without Drew Brees, whenever you can beat the Dallas Cowboys without Drew Brees, you're doing something right. This is a team that without Drew Brees is 2-0 and has beaten 2 pretty good teams in Seattle on the road and Dallas at home. They're legit. The offensive line is great. Michael Thomas is great. The only problem I have with the Saints is they don't have an elite. Well, I shouldn't say elite. They don't have a true deep threat at wide receiver. They don't have a guy that I can look to say, oh, this guy's going to take a top off on defense. Michael Thomas is a great player, but he's not a deep threat wide receiver. Ted Ginn Jr. is meh. Traquan Smith is meh. So again, last year they had pretty much the same team, and they almost went to the Super Bowl if it were not for that not called pass interference call that the Rams got in their favor. So again, I think the Saints are loaded. If they can get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, I think the Super Bowl might go through New Orleans this year, okay? The New Orleans Saints are a legitimate team. Alvin Kamara is a great player. The running game is great. And Sean Payton is a great head coach, too. Once they get Drew Brees back, look out for the Saints. And the final 2 teams to me are the Chiefs at number 2 and the Patriots at number 1. Okay, look, now both these teams struggled this past week. The Patriots struggled to beat the Bills. The Chiefs struggled to beat the Lions. But again, they're 2 undefeated teams. When I watch these teams play, they're just different from most of the teams out there, okay? Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in all football. They have 2 good running backs in LaShawn McCoy and Williams, okay? Not to mention the fact that they have Mecole Hardman, they have Travis Kelce, they have Robinson, they have Sammy Watkins, they have an elite offensive line, and anytime you got Patrick Mahomes, who's playing like the MVP of the league once again, the reigning MVP is looking like he's even better than he was a year ago, the Chiefs are going to win a lot of games. This past week, they struggled to beat the Lions. But again, the Detroit Lions played them as good as you could have played them defensively. And guess what? The Chiefs offense still found a way to score over 30 points, okay? This Chiefs offense is OP. It's legit. I mean, I don't know how you can stop this Chiefs offense. I really don't. And you're going to have to outscore them. And also, keep in mind, they still do not have Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill has been out these past couple weeks. When they add Tyreek Hill to this offense, oh my God, it is going to be scary for the entire NFL. It's just that simple. Tyreek Hill is that good. The defense still does worry me a lot. But again, the Chiefs are a good team. The defense is now a defense that can at least get some stops when they need to. Versus the Lions, they got turnovers when they needed to. Versus the Raiders, they played an okay game defensively. This defense is nowhere near elite, but again, last year they arguably had the worst defense in all football, and they were literally within one play of getting to the Super Bowl. Okay, so the Chiefs, they are a legit team, and I would not be shocked if they win the Super Bowl this year. The Patriots, what can I say, man? This Patriots defense is legit. They shut down everyone that you put in front of them. This is the best secondary in all football. They lead the league in sacks now. I mean, this Patriots defense is just no joke, guys. It's no joke. This is the best team that Bill Belichick and Tom Brady have ever had since they went to the Super Bowl in 2007, and they were undefeated until losing to Eli Manning. This is a Patriots team that can win in a multitude of ways. They have an elite offensive line. They have 2 or 3 legitimate running backs, guys. They have an elite defense. They have great wide receivers. N'Keal Harry is going to come back around Thanksgiving. You still got Julian Edelman. You still got Josh Gordon. You still got Tom Brady. You still got Bill Belichick. And this Patriots team is looking like they may not even lose a game this year. That's how good the Patriots are. The Patriots are at number 1. So, there you have it. Be sure to comment where you agree with me and disagree with me with this list. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Be sure to tell me your top 10 teams. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'm out. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends, because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? Or potentially if it doesn't, or if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out just help me grow as a broadcaster, help me learn, get other people hip to this channel, just share this channel with all your friends, share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God blessed day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.